talk to me, man. What did you guys see first half? What did you guys see second half? Performance, player performance, the vibe, the lot. Talk to us.
Compared to the Carabao Cup final, it was actually quite quiet overall in the stadium. And just quickly on the Palace fans, Liverpool fans were much better at Wembley.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, they were okay. They did their best. But the first half, me and Johnathan said it many times, it was a very lethargic performance. It looked like we were coming off the back of a very, very hard fought performance in Madrid. Just 3 days later, not much sleep, all that kind of stuff. And we've come into this game, there was no real pressing from the front at all. It looked like we were just letting them play long balls and playing off their scraps and then kind of going forward from there, which is stupid when they have Zaha and players that can hurt you on the break. The second half came straight away. It looked like Tuchel had gone around with his wooden spoon again and whipped all the players back into shape.
I think tactically he made a bit of change. I don't know what you guys saw, but what I saw was Jorginho moved back as the deepest. I saw Reece James much closer to Jorginho in midfield, Ruben Loftus-Cheek more as a right midfielder, Mason Mount as a left midfielder, and it all sort of started to click into gears a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there had to be some kind of tactical change after the first half, because if we kept playing like that, it would have possibly gone to extra time, another 30 minutes in each player's legs. I don't know how well that would have done us for Arsenal. So there had to be some kind of change. And yeah, Loftus-Cheek looked very, very good in that kind of hybrid right wing role in the last few games. And Reece James has always been a player who can play central areas, CDM, right centre back, anywhere really across that right hand side. And it worked really well. I felt like there was a main issue when someone received the ball in the first half, especially the wing back, that I'd have to switch the ball really far or have to play it backwards. There's no kind of link play in the midfield or with the attackers, but they all rotated together very well. And that's where the first goal came from. Havertz getting a lot of space after a great link-up play and then a deflection and a great individual goal. But yeah, the second half, as the game went on, we played better. Should have been 3-0 in the end, but we take a 2-0 after that big loss in midweek.
Before we go to Johnathan, I have to ask, you're repping the man Timo Werner. Tell me about Timo, bro. What did you see?
That was I wouldn't say vintage Timo performance, but it was a very, very good Timo performance. And you can tell that Tuchel took off Havertz, took off Mount. It's testament that he kept on Werner for the full 90 minutes. And he really deserved it.
Nice assist.
Yeah, great.
Should have had a second assist for Lukaku's goal. Come on.
We don't talk about that. Johnathan's repping the man today, Lukaku, so we don't talk about that. But it was a great performance from Timo Werner. I do think he took on players quite well today, which is not very characteristic of him. He was making some good one-on-ones and against decent defenders like Gerhi he took on a few times. Anderson I thought was superb today, but he had a very good game. I wouldn't say, like I said, it was a very world-class game from Werner, but he's had a great game against Southampton, a great game against Real Madrid, and now a good game against Crystal Palace. That's it is. And then we'll
undroppable at the moment. Undroppable must start against Arsenal.
I think he's been our player of the moment the last few games. I don't know why he came off in midweek because we seem to peter out all of our attacking threat. Arsenal midweek, they like to press a little bit, so we'll play him off Ben White and Gabriel. Hopefully he'll score a goal this time.
Johnathan, what'd you see, bro? What was the atmosphere like? How was the feeling after the first half? And then obviously talk me through the second half and any standout performers as well for yourself.
Yeah, we saw the good, the bad and the ugly today, in my opinion, from Chelsea. And obviously, that was epitomised by Timo Werner, the great assist from himself to Mason Mount. The bad where, he tried the duels and got phased out a few times by Anderson, who had a great game for Palace, in my opinion. And then the ugly, right at the end, leans back, top from, the great little touchdown from Lukaku, and he thumps it over the bar. So that's what you get with Timo Werner. But you cannot...
I said it was a 6. It was a 6.
Yeah,
it was a nice shot.
You can't knock him for his effort today, as always. But as in terms of the movement, the link up, trying to get in good positions. And as I said, the little passing for Mount, who, to be fair, was a great touch from Mount to then, side-foot it in. But, in terms of, let's go from the start. I mean, the first half, it was sloppy, lethargic. We just didn't look at the races at all. We didn't look that interested. Palace were happy to just sit and probably take it to half-time at 0-0. Try and nip a chance, which they did have a chance first half. From that corner, which they put wide. They're probably happy going in second half, but expecting from half time Chelsea to make some changes. And Tuchel had to do it, and he did. As you say, the little tactical changes that Tuchel did, I thought, Loftus-Cheek looked a little bit shaky when he came on. Him and Jorginho looked a little bit nervous in possession and when they were pressed. But second half, yeah, Loftus-Cheek, you know, especially onwards from the goal. Taron said it as well. You know, as soon as he got the goal, he kind of just even grew more in confidence. And what a technique for that goal. I mean, yes, Havertz tried to put it in and it's deflected, but the technique to keep that down and to arrow it into the corner, fantastic goal from Loftus-Cheek. Because I was questioning why he came on and not Kante. So, you know, that's you know, Tuchel generally does get his subs right, even if they turn out to be at the start not the right option. But yeah, it was great finish from Loftus-Cheek. And from then we grew in confidence. Palace then made changes. They obviously had to change their shape and be more attacking, which then allowed us even more space in behind and the likes of Timo Werner to get the space. And yeah, the second goal was well worked. And, you know, ball out to Werner. He runs in. And as I said, that touch from Mount. It's a touch from Mount. The first touch, taking it into his body and getting it away, that allows that goal. And the side foot finish is brilliant.
Let's talk a little bit about Mason Mount. I mean, I've been very critical about Mason Mount.
I have as well.
Prior to, and I've seen you've been as well on social media. But something tactically and also mentality-wise has changed from the Southampton game and the Real Madrid game, where it looks like he's so hungry. And I think tactically playing a little bit deeper, more behind the strikers, or maybe in midfield, in this case, left midfield, has changed it for him. And of course, Southampton, Real Madrid, brilliant. In this game, not overall impact, but he still chips in with a goal. I don't mind these sort of performances from him, Johnathan. The reason being, he's got a bit of credit in the bank from that Southampton and Real Madrid performance. I don't expect every player to play brilliantly every game. He's had 2 good games. He's allowed to have 1 off, but at least he's now chipped in with a goal. Whereas previously, he was having off games every time and just chipping in with a goal and assist to make it look it was all good when it wasn't good. I mean, are you appreciating the amount that we are seeing for the last 3 games? Looks to be a lot more in tune as to what we want.
Yeah, I mean, that goal kills the game as well. So it's an important goal.
Exactly.
So that's why as well, you know, you've got to respect that. As I say, the touch and the finish
important
is
goal, important goal.
And that's what we want to see. We want our players, and the reason I've been critical is because I know he's got the talent. I want him to be consistent, as with all the other Chelsea attackers who haven't been as consistent this season. But, you know, really good from him. And people joke about the haircut. I think he's obviously taken some criticism from social media, from Tuchel.
I think the haircut actually mattered, Johnathan.
I
think the hair coming in front of the eyes.
He jokingly said
it mattered.
We read into a lot of things, don't we? But I think it's a mental shift in his head, I think, as well. And look, I've talked about, you know, Werner was good today, as I said, but I think one player as well that will probably go a little bit under the radar, Reece James, yet again, right centre back. Yes, we miss him going forward, but in that defensive, you know, third, no one gets past him. He blocks everything. He's in the right position in the right time. It's not just his pace.
Zaha was nowhere in the game.
Was struggling today. And look, most players in this position, we talk about Kyle Walker in that kind of right back, right centre back, left back, he can play, you know, all over the back 4, Walker, but he relies on his pace a lot. James doesn't just rely on his pace because he gets in good positions. And he always takes up good positions, you know, when he's defending. You know, when he's playing that right centre back and the ball's coming from the left, he's always looking at the defender, at the attacker, even if he's not, you know, directly on him. Because we always talk about goal side and having your you know, the ball and the player in front of you. He's always making sure he's in the right position. So really impressed with him in that sense. So yeah, for me, Werner and James are stands out today, 100%.
Absolutely. Before I let you guys go, 2 things I want to talk about. 1, Romelu Lukaku. I want to hear from both of you guys. I mean, look, Thomas Tuchel talks about it in the press conference that in regards to Timo Werner, you got to take football is a funny game. It's all about taking your moments, chances. Timo Werner, all of a sudden, he's undroppable. Like, it's crazy, the season he's had. And all of a sudden, this man is the one we want to start against Arsenal. And similarly, he said about Lukaku, you've got to take your chances to change things around. That goal against Real Madrid, free header, it would have been huge for us. This one again, open chance, 100 million.
And he hits the post, yeah.
And he hits
not
the
good
post.
enough.
100 million pound striker needs to score. I mean, Ziyech should have followed up with a goal as well. Let's not forget about that. He should have scored 2. But, I mean, boys, what do we do with Lukaku? I feel like there is a footballer in him. You don't become a crap footballer overnight. You don't become, you know, a top Serie A striker, and then all of a sudden you're like a nobody. I mean, I want to hear from both of you guys. Where do we go with Romelu Lukaku?
First of all, I'll say that a lot of people are saying that if Lukaku has one good moment, then he'll be straight back in and he'll have his confidence back. He had a good moment in the Club World Cup. He had a few good moments in the FA Cup. But but he still doesn't seem to have that consistency. So it is quite worrying at this stage. For me, it looks like a man who doesn't want to be here. It looks like a man who doesn't feel like the move was right. And it's sad to say, because if this transfer went right, and we know he has that style of striker in him, it's not like he's just a counter-attacking striker. He has the abilities to play in an attacking system as well. We saw under Roberto Martinez many times for Belgium. It looks like a man who doesn't want to be here. He's not happy in London. And I know it's going a bit deeper into the issue. It looks like a man who's not happy here. He doesn't like the different change to Conte's system. He doesn't really connect with the players around him. Like, there was one stage where me and Johnathan was talking about it, when Timo Werner got the ball out wide. Clearly was going to pass it straight across the box to the back post. And
he cut in.
It's just a connect. Football's a game about connection as well. You need to, for example, if you're playing Sunday League football and you're really good friends with someone, you're going to know where they're running and naturally know their movements. But it doesn't look like Timo Werner's Lautaro Martinez, unfortunately, and he wouldn't die on the pitch with Timo Werner. So I don't think it's working. And honestly, generally from the bottom of my heart, I'm saying I'm really upset it's not worked. But I don't think it's going to work. And the new owners coming in now, I think they will probably look to get rid of him, because it's not their money.
Johnathan, do you give up on Lukaku, or try and see if you can reignite his career? What do you do?
He's the sort of player that you need to not play his way or play, to his strengths, but we need to get him on the ball a little bit more. We did it a couple of times in this game. He had his back to goal when he put Timo Werner in. He should have scored. He had the chance, where he's hit the post. He had one, as you said, we were talking about Werner flashing a ball. He always flashes it across the box. He did it early on for Azpilicueta. Bad chance or bad shot from Azpilicueta. He did it for that one where Lukaku just doesn't gamble. For me, it's a sign of a player who hasn't got the confidence because he's not gambling. Taron said throw his body at the ball, and it's correct. He hasn't quite got it in his head. I don't know if it's a mental thing. I don't know whether it's the style, but it goes down to he's not gambling enough. When he's making runs, it's quite hesitant, or it's quite lethargic. He's always, there's no movement. He's always pretty static. And in our, front three today, where you need to be fluid, he comes on, and he's had 3 chances really, and he should have scored at least one of them. But he's just too static. When the ball goes in behind, I know people say, oh, he always wants the ball, he wants it in behind. But half the time, that ball's not on. And the other half of the time, he's static. So he needs to make the right runs. Yes, a goal or two in bigger games. We've talked about goals in the FA Cup. Great. Club World Cup, but he needs to do it on a bigger stage. Premier League, FA Cup semi-finals, finals. That's where he needs to get goals. So I just feel like, yes, it's a little bit of a confidence thing, but also it's just about playing to his strengths a little bit as well. But one player I was a little bit disappointed today. I wasn't exactly happy with Azpilicueta. I feel like he has his uses in this squad, but today it could not
enough
cost
impetus.
us.
Not enough impetus on that right
side.
side.
And I was disappointed with Havertz. I saw, during the game, we wondered what on earth was going on because we thought it was a penalty. But we saw it quickly. It was a dive.
Was dirty.
That was silly. And you go for a goal, why are you diving? So I was disappointed with Havertz. I mean, he did have a little bit of an effect. Obviously, he got in a position to get Loftus-Cheek the first goal, but I wanted a little bit more from him today. I felt like that the front three didn't quite click as we had have hoped.
Correct.
But yet we still win 2-0 in a game where we just need to get the win. We now look against a big week going ahead against Arsenal on Wednesday and West Ham on Sunday. I feel like if we win those games, I know we still need to get 11, 12 points or whatever it is, theoretically, to get top 4. But you beat Arsenal, you beat West Ham, which we're more than capable of doing. It's top 4 finish. And then we focus on the FA Cup final because there's no excuse now. 2 finals in a row against Liverpool. We've got to win one of them. And it's now thinking about the silverware, because otherwise the season's going to peter out. If we hadn't have won today, it would have been disappointing. So, look, happy with the win. It wasn't vintage, but we're both, just glad that we've got through it. And we've still shown that quality that's been able to get us through.
Final question, and you've just sort of segued into that. We have to beat Liverpool. I cannot do another one of these against them. I find their fan base, I know Taron said that he likes their fan base a lot better than...
No, it's quite vocal, but they are very irritating. They're on for the quadruple still, and that would be unbearable.
And that would be I find them cocky, Johnathan. I find that fan base cocky. History this, history that, history lessons all the time. They're teaching me history, geography, science, mathematics, everything. I need them to be stopped. Johnathan, honestly, Taron, I'll start with you. We have to win. There's no two ways about this. We've got to win this. We've got to beat these guys.
If I'm Klopp, I'm probably going to focus on the Premier League and the Champions League. So I think that gives us the upper hand in some way, that this is kind of all we're going for. And we have to put literally everything into this game, because top four, not to be cocky, but all teams are slipping up. It does look like we're going to make that one comfortably.
By default, we'll get that. By default.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we do have the upper hand, but let's not forget, I know I'm not comparing us to Arsenal, but in the 18-19 season, we already had top four wrapped up, and Arsenal really needed to win the Europa League final to get Champions League, and they messed up. So there's no guarantee that we will easily do it. All I have to say is we have to be Liverpool, because the last game was a game that we should have won, in my opinion.
All three we should have won.
All three we should have won.
All three we had chances to win.
Yep.
We were unlucky not to win, especially the home game 2-2 and the Carling Cup or the League Cup final. Yeah, it's disappointing. And look, to get to 3 FA Cup finals in a row now, to lose all 3, no one remembers, and you can't just keep going on about that. If you lose them, we now need to put our foot down on our authority, and it'll be not the treble we wanted, Super Cup, Club World Cup, and this, but it'll be a treble nonetheless.
True. And also 2 German coaches for the first time in the FA Cup final, which is going to be very, very exciting.
Be interesting. It'll be a good game.
It'll be a very, very good game. Boys, thank you so much for your time. Honestly, great result. We moved to the final. It's so good to see you both as well. And any parting message? Guys, make sure, check out the boys and their socials. The Twitter links are there. Make sure you follow them both. Any last messages before I let you boys leave?
It's been a while since I've been on the channel, but yeah, I always love the tactical discussions, unlike any other. Make sure you subscribe. Follow, there's no follow, Nick. Like, comment, everything. Sorry, got confused. But yeah, just love being on this channel. Love the analysis. Love the questions. Like I always say, the questions are they're thinkers, aren't they? So yeah, love being back on. And thanks for having us back on.
Appreciate it. Johnathan, you better make sure you take him out for some food the way you used to take me.
Yeah, that's what I need to. Yeah, I've got to treat my guests correctly. Look, ditto to what Taron said. And look, if you want some outside of the coin, outside of the box thinking, this is the right place for it. So look, thanks for having us. Good result, and now we move on to big games against Arsenal and West Ham, and obviously the FA Cup final, where we want to end the season on a high. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. But Miz is dropping content left, right, and centre. I wake up, the guy's got content. I go to sleep, the guy's got content. Follow my guy. Come on, guys. But yeah, thanks for having us again, and come on, you Blues.
Come on, you Blues. I'll catch you guys later. Take care.
Take care, man.
Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, well, there you have it from Johnathan and Taron from straight outside of the stadium. Look, we're going to continue on with this review. I want to now share some things from social media. We've pretty much covered more or less what the game was all about. A few of the key things to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, Kovacic picked up an ankle injury. Hopefully, he is going to be okay. He's so important for us in that midfield situation. You saw when he's taken out, it could look a bit dodgy. He's the one who provides more progressive pass. Yes, Jorginho in the second half looked a lot better. And I have to say, Jorginho in the second half did look a lot better. First half, pathetic. Second half, I think the tactical tweak really helped him out. I feel the reason, the fact that Reece James came into midfield a little bit closer to him, Ruben Loftus-Cheek more on that right side, Mason Mount on the left side, Jorginho as the lone sort of deepest midfielder kind of worked out a little bit for him. Let's check out some socials, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap things up. Kai Havertz, another day at Wembley, booked in. We got to win, my man. We got to win. And I have to say, Havertz, you weren't at your best, but I partly think it was to do with the system a little bit in the first half. But in the second half, obviously, we changed things up and you still weren't that great. But you've got credit in the bank. You've got credit in the bank because you've been the form player up front, and I expect you to come back. I don't expect you to be dropped. I want you to start against Arsenal along with Timo Werner and Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. In midfield, I think Ruben will start probably because of the fact Kovacic is injured. So we'll see what happens there. 3 words match report go. This is from Chelsea FC. Azpilicueta and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, a fine picture. Who gets your man of the match vote, ladies and gentlemen? I'll ask you as well, who gets your man of the match? For me, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I know a lot of people will say Timo Werner, and Timo Werner is winning because of his work rate, his assist, should have had a second assist. But if it wasn't for Ruben Loftus-Cheek's impetus from the get-go in the second half, being able to break through from the get-go, I think this match would have been a bit different. And then when we got that 1-0, it was Ruben and his defensive efforts as well, the counter-attacks. For me, he was the man of the match. But I completely understand if it's Timo, no disregard one bit. And it just shows testament to Timo Werner. 3 top matches, and he has to start against Arsenal. Get in there, Azpilicueta's picture, and there you go, full-time 2-0. Rudiger absolutely buzzing. Antonio Rudiger, oh yes, another final for us. I mean, this team, ladies and gentlemen, kudos to Thomas Tuchel. Yet another final. Thomas Tuchel probably didn't get it right the first half, but he was smart enough to change things up in the second half. And this is what a quality, top-notch manager does, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very happy with that. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, the reason I am still here is my mentality through all the injuries. I still believed in myself, and I said for many years, my time will come. I love this. I love this conversation from Ruben Loftus-Cheek, the belief. Incredible. Ruben Loftus-Cheek versus Crystal Palace, 1 goal, 83% pass rate, 30 accurate passes, 100% shot accuracy, 100% dribble rate, 100% dribble rate. That's impressive. 100% accurate long balls as well. Very good. 100% tackle rate too. 5 out of 7 ground duels won. 44 touches. He was involved. 1 recovery. Foul times 2. Fault man of the match. I mean, solid performance. Jorginho has been brilliant this half, man, but no one will say it. Now, I am saying it. Jorginho had a very good second half. What a photo. Incredible scenes. Look at Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Emphatic finish for his particular goal. Great technique as well. Yet another picture. Guys, we need to talk a little bit about this. Mason Mount and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Cobham boys, ladies and gentlemen, scoring and sending Chelsea Football Club to the finals of the FA Cup. Honestly, to each and every one of you guys out there, do not disrespect Chelsea's academy. There's some special talents. I'm telling you right now, there's some special talents. And whenever the conversation comes up in the future where the XYZ player needs to be in the squad from the academy, please back it. Please back it, because these guys, they're truly special. They truly are special. Mason Mount's influence over 90 minutes in terms of his overall performance might not have been as good as last season, but his goal involvement numbers this season is the sort of progression Tuchel will want. 100% agree. Look, I might have been, 100% was critical of him, and rightly so in my perspective. Previous to the Southampton game, it all seemed like just goals and assists and nothing else. The overall package wasn't there. But now the overall package, especially Southampton and Real Madrid, was fully there, and I truly admired those performances. And this one, look, even though it was a little bit subdued, it was an important goal. It was an important second goal, which kills off the match. So this guy, he is now on the right track. He's 100% on the right track, and I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, ESPN UK, Chelsea have reached 6 finals since Thomas Tuchel took charge 15 months ago. With all the adversities, ladies and gentlemen, with everything that has happened to our football club, with the personal issues as well, Thomas Tuchel has done a madness, ladies and gentlemen. We now go to the final of the FA Cup, and here's a message just for you Liverpool fans out there. We are not losing. Inshallah, we are not losing. To you guys, Liverpool, we have to win this. We have to win this. I cannot stand this Liverpool fan base, so cocky, so arrogant at times. We need to humble them. We have the game to beat them. We should have beaten them in the Carabao Cup. We cannot screw another FA Cup. This silverware is so important for us. It will be something to build upon next season. We've got the Super Cup. We've got the Club World Cup. Get the FA Cup, and that's a very good season. Yes, we fell off in the Premier League. Yes, we got knocked out in the Champions League in a devastating fashion. We were on the comeback, but we just missed out because of that first leg. And this FA Cup is badly needed, ladies and gentlemen. There'll be plenty of content leading up to that particular matchup in regards to Liverpool and Chelsea in the FA Cup final. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you felt about all the different points we've raised. Let me know how you felt about this match against Crystal Palace. Let me know how you feel about this, final moving into against Liverpool. I would love to find out everything about how you feel in the comment section below. If you've enjoyed this video, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.